Tammy Bakker expressed her feelings in a spiritual and a vow.
All other ground is sinking sand. It's not over till it's over.
But after 11 hours of deliberation, a 6-man, 6-woman jury concluded that Bakker was guilty of all 24 counts of a fraud and conspiracy indictment against him. Bakker took the stand in his own defense, insisting he was driven by a religious vision, not the intention to defraud. But Prosecutor Deborah Smith said the strategy backfired.
He was definitely our strongest witness for the government case, both on videotape and when he took the stand in his own defense.
Jurors believed the government's argument that Bakker defrauded his ministry out of $4 million to support materialistic appetites.
He had fraudulently took these people's money, and I feel sorry for the partners.
Government attorneys argued that Bakker should be jailed immediately. Judge Robert Potter expressed concern about the zealous nature of Bakker's followers, saying they resembled the disciples of Jim Jones and his ill-fated People's Temple cult. Judge Potter said Bakker's supporters think he walks on water and is an end-all and a be-all. But Bakker was ultimately released on a $250,000 bond. His attorney, George Davis, says the case will be appealed, largely on the grounds of pretrial publicity.
And I believe there are places that we could have found where the venue of this trial would have been less tainted than it was in Charlotte, where you have a newspaper, for example, who spent almost their entire time negativing Jim Bakker.
Throughout the 6-week trial, the remnants of the Bakker flock monitored the proceedings at the federal courthouse, hoping for the best. But in the last hours, Bakker's lawyers warned him and Tammy that the worst was probably coming, and Bakker conducted prayers with supporters awaiting the verdict.
There was a time Jim had us to get on our knees and thank God for victory and that he would be vindicated.
But prosecutors insisted the issue here was fraud, not faith, or a violation of Bakker's religious rights. Jim Bakker's sentencing is set for October 24th, and the man who once headed a religious empire now faces 120 years in jail and millions of dollars in fines. Jeff Levine, CNN, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Former PTL Secretary Jessica Hahn is glad the ordeal is over. Her affair with Jim Bakker initiated the series of events that led to his demise.
This trial should represent to America that the little guy does not have to be afraid of the big guy, and that there is a way, if you just speak up when you've been hurt, whether it be through rip-offs or whether it be personally, emotionally, spiritually, you need to say